refreshing summertime cool down, bringing much below normal temperatures across much of the country here is ongoing here as we head into next week. A strong monsoon will continue here as well across the southwestern United States through the month of August, as well as the turbulent tropics. We have a lot of tropical weather to talk about here in this video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another weather forecast here. Weather on the go here, guys. Thank you for joining. We're talking about a lot of cooler temperatures across the portions of the Great Lakes, New England, and portions of the Midwest here. Waking up this morning, some areas in the Arrowhead of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan, waking up to upper 40s and lower 50s for low temperatures here this morning, and even areas in the Ohio Valley around 60 degrees or even in the upper 50s across those areas this morning as well. Moving ahead here, you can see a very strong trough will start to dive southward here out of the Great Lakes and out of southeastern Canada as we head throughout the afternoon today, providing those below normal temperatures for the eastern two-thirds here of the country, while a ridge persists across southwestern Canada into the Pacific Northwest and the northwestern Rockies as we move into this afternoon as well. As we move into tomorrow, that trough will continue to move its way to the south across the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, and New England, bringing those much below normal temperatures, and even again, that ridge across the western United States into southwestern Canada will persist as we head into tomorrow. Looking at your temperatures here for today, this afternoon, a lot of cooler temperatures from the northern plains, portions of the upper Midwest into the upper Midwest, as well as portions of the New England region. Again, middle to upper 70s, some lower 80s out there, lots of lower humidity, but still we have that heat hanging on across the Great Plains from the Dakotas all the way southward through Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas for today. As we head into tomorrow, much of the same, even a stronger push of some cooler air down towards Kentucky, West Virginia, and even portions of eastern Tennessee as we head into tomorrow afternoon, with places near the Knoxville area up towards Lexington, Kentucky, into the upper 70s to lower 80s for high temperatures tomorrow. Some areas west here of the Chicagoland area may struggle to reach the middle 70s as we head into your Friday afternoon, and that is what we're seeing here. A stronger trough moving across portions along and east here of the Mississippi River. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center from August 16th through the 20th. And it shows likely a below normal temperatures for much of the Ohio Valley into the Mid-Atlantic and the Great Lakes, with a ridge, a very strong ridge persisting across the Pacific Northwest, the northwestern Rockies, as well as the west coast of the United States. We do still have some warmth down across Texas and the Gulf Coast, but again, not like we've seen recently, so that is some good news. Even looking a little farther out towards August 24th, again, persistent ridge across the western United States here, bringing those much above normal temperatures, but again, that trough will continue to dive south with a couple of cold fronts here, bringing some below normal temperatures even to North Texas, much of the desert Southwest, and across portions of the Gulf Coast as we get through that August 18th through the 24th time frame. So looking ahead here a little bit farther ahead, like I said here, this is the European forecast model. You can see a lot of heat across Kansas, Oklahoma, much of Texas, and the Gulf Coast as we head into early next week here on your Monday, August 15th. As we move here into that Tuesday time frame, we'll start to see that cooler air start to spill a little bit farther to the south. Some cooler air, incoming across portions of Arkansas, Texas here, especially northeast Texas, and then into portions there of Mississippi as well into Tuesday. And then it's really Wednesday. As we get into the middle of next week, we really see that strong push of cool air. Some of these areas up into New England here in the upper Great Lakes could actually struggle to get out of the 60s as we head into the middle of next week on your Wednesday, August 17th. We still got the hundreds down there into Texas and across portions of the deep south, but I do think here as we get into late next week, we'll really start to see that cooler weather take place. What we'll also see is some stronger storms kind of moving across here portions of the northern plains across the Midwest. Again, a couple of these storms could be bringing some gusty winds, some smaller hail, and some brief heavy downpours. But again, the severe weather threat is going to be pretty low across these areas here with these storm complexes, moving southeast across the upper Midwest and the western Great Lakes into early next week. Just not a lot of moisture, not a lot of instability to work with. So again, one or two of these storms could be strong, but again, most of this will be more, shower and general garden variety type thunderstorm activity, and that will continue. You can see this here starting this weekend. Again, a kind of a complex of some showers and storms across the Great Lakes region as we head into your, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon time frame on August 13th. Same holds true as we get into early next week, Monday, Tuesday time frame. Again, a couple of disturbances moving across the Midwest could bring some showers and a couple of storms. One or two of these storms could become strong with some gusty winds to around 40 miles per hour and maybe some smaller hail out there as well. Certainly no tornado risk, but a couple of heavier downpours cannot be ruled out here as well. Looking across the desert southwest, yeah, that monsoonal season will continue in a big way here. Lots of strong moisture here advecting north out of western Mexico into the Four Corners region. Look at all these areas, guys, here from near the Salt Lake City area to Denver, all the way down to, Phoenix, Tucson, Albuquerque, New Mexico. All these areas will be seeing plentiful rainfall. Rainfall amounts here from now all the way through the August 22nd time frame could be around, multiple inches, 2, 3, 4 inches of rain or more across some of these areas. So definitely some beneficial rains across these areas, especially considering the drought that has been ongoing. And even the climate forecasting systems model does agree well above normal precipitation here in the darker greens, even some lighter blues showing up across, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah, and a little bit farther north into Wyoming here as well during that, August 10th here to the 17th time frame here this week into early next week. And then even beyond towards that third week in August, guys, from the 17th through the 24th, again, seeing those green anomalies here does mean above normal precipitation will be favored across parts of these areas. Even getting into the Texas Panhandle, perhaps North Texas, into Kansas and Oklahoma as well could have a shot at some beneficial rain as we get into that third week in August. Turning your attention to the tropics, we got a couple of systems we're watching. We're watching post-tropical system here, Howard, that is actually on its way out. It's actually weakening fairly quickly right now. And you can see that here, again, weakening to kind of a post-tropical depression right now and moving to the west here at about west-northwest at 12 miles per hour. It's a 45-mile-per-hour system right now, but it's going to really quickly weaken as it encounters some more wind shear and some cooler waters in the central Pacific. Looking farther to the southeast of Howard, yeah, we're watching another area of interest here. The National Hurricane Center has highlighted an area here of an 80% chance of, tropical development over the next 2 to 5 days, even a 60% chance here in the next, 24 to 48 hours of this becoming a next, named storm. And if this does become a named storm, a tropical storm or hurricane, this will become, the next name will be Yvette. So if you guys, it'll be Tropical Storm Yvette if we do see a new storm named here in the Eastern Pacific Basin. Looking at the satellite imagery, again, you can see some convection, some thunderstorm activity starting to organize a little bit more here from yesterday to today. Again, we're starting to see that low pressure center start to, strengthen just ever so slightly. And again, we'll start to see this storm probably organize a little bit more in the next few days, so we'll keep an eye on that. You can see here, looking at the European forecast model, it does have this at about a 1009 millibar low pressure system in the Eastern Pacific Basin here as we get into early this weekend. The GFS model is a little bit stronger at a 1002 millibar low, but it's really here pretty much in the same spot in proximity here to the Eastern Pacific Basin and west of the Mexico coast here, south of the Baja of California. So again, over the open water, so that is some good news here as well. And it looks like pretty weak system even as we head into this weekend as well. Looking across the southern Atlantic Basin, the National Hurricane Center continues to decrease the probabilities here of the next system here in the Atlantic. Again, this earlier on today was a 30% and a 20%. Now it's a 10% chance here of development here over the next couple of days, and really starting to dwindle here in kind of the probability of a new storm developing here in the southern Atlantic Basin. It just really has a lot of shear to overcome. It has a lot of cooler waters to overcome as well, and not to throw out the fact that it's across the open waters here of the this southern Atlantic Basin. So we're really just not seeing any land interaction here anyway, even if a storm does develop. So really, it's kind of dwindling before our very eyes. The probability of a new storm being named, again, we're not probably seeing too much of that. Maybe some tropical rains across the Lesser Antilles here, and I'll show you that here as we head into this afternoon. You can see that wave with some moisture here in the green part here. This is a lot of moisture here advecting into the southern Atlantic Basin. This will move to the west here. Most of the moisture will actually go north and east of the Lesser Antilles, but some of the tropical moisture from this wave will actually cross over the Lesser Antilles, bringing some tropical rainfall here this weekend, especially in early next week to some of these areas before it kind of weakens here and dissipates very quickly before it gets to the Greater Antilles as we head here into early next week. What I do want to turn your attention to here is that the European forecast model has been consistent, at least the last couple of days that I've seen this. A stronger wave might be coming off of Africa here as we head into late next week. And this could be our next, stronger probability of another named storm potentially developing in the southern Atlantic Basin as we head into late next week and next weekend here. And it does continue to show that here with potentially a 1007 millibar low. Again, it's a little bit far out, but again, We'll continue to watch this over the next few days. Don't press the panic button or anything like that. We'll continue to watch it. Again, this does look like a more robust wave, a stronger wave than what we're seeing now. So this might have more of a chance to survive and, strengthen a little bit more than the system we had before. And especially considering it's not looking, too bad. Really, we're not seeing a lot of wind shear. The wind shear is a little displaced to the west. So this system, if it develops, according to the European forecast model, off of the Western African coast, does have a favorable wind pattern that could develop here a system across these areas because the wind shear is displaced to the northwest. We have a lot of light wind shear. Again, when you have hurricane season here, you want to look for the lighter wind shear. You want to look for the warmer waters, and that's what we have here. We do have some cooler waters here, but we do have, the wind shear a little stronger to the northwest. Again, this is in an environment where the wind shear is a little lighter, so we'll continue to watch that in the days ahead. Thank you guys for watching my video. Definitely appreciate it. Remember to drop the like down below here. Press the like button. Again, I definitely appreciate that. Leave any comments, questions, concerns below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.